Raiders this year.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Kind of impressive.
That's good contest by Bell, though.
All right, look at Spencer Dinwiddie lobbing it to old man Jordan. Go get it, DeAndre. Little back. By the way,
I don't know what's going on with the Nets this year, though.
Well, Spencer's getting off. That's what it is. And Kyrie hasn't played in a very long time.
is Kyrie going to play? Is Kyrie on the same plan KD is? We'll see you next. Oh! Western Kentucky, North Texas, guard Josh Anderson. Nasty. Just on your head, man.
Another contest.
Yeah.
Another dunk.
Yeah, we could have ended worse.
I don't know if that's actually a contest. That looks like a drive-by. It's kind of like he got his arm up there, then he kind of faded away a little bit.
This isn't a contest. How about that? Jaquez Williams posterizes everyone. I understand the idea. You're in a little 2-3 zone defense out of the timeout. I understand you want to turn your back to the inbounder.
He peeked, though.
He peeked, and he saw it coming, man. You see it coming. You got to
get out the way.
Move.
Yeah, I don't
get out the
understand
way.
about that. That makes no sense to me. You got to defend the paint.
Somebody got to yell, Wolf! Time play, take your pick. Josh Allen making his first career playoff start Saturday. And the Bills' last playoff win came before Allen was born. For real? On the flip side, Deshaun Watson also looking for his first career playoff win after really playing one of his worst games of his career in the playoff game last year against the Colts. Who's going to win Saturday? Bills or Texans? Brian Westbrook, take your pick.
I'm going Texans, and I'm going not just because I think Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback, because the Texans have the ability to run the football with Carlos Hyde. The Bills, who have a very good defense, they've given up some big-time yardage in the run game. 218 yards to the Eagles, 147 yards to the Browns, and 143 yards to the Patriots. They can be run on. I'm going Texans.
I'm going Texans, too. Even though the Bills have shown that they can defend mobile quarterbacks well, I still just believe in the playmaking ability of Deshaun Watson. I think he can overcome that Bills defense and his head coach, Bill O'Brien, at the same time. And that Texans defense going to get a little bit of an emotional boost. J.J. Watt coming back, so I like the Texans.
J.J. Watt coming back shockingly early from that injury he suffered. I'm going to go with the Bills. The Texans have been a miserable playoff team under Bill O'Brien. There's no way around it. They lost a home game 30-0 to the Chiefs. They got blown out by the Patriots. They were down 21-0 at home against the Colts last year. The only playoff victory they have under O'Brien came against the Raiders' third-string quarterback in Connor Cook. They also are the slowest starting team in football. For as dynamic as the offense is, until week 17, they had 0 first possession touchdowns on the year. That should never happen when you have Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins. I think the coaching discrepancy is too much. I'd like to see the Texans win because I want to see Lamar versus Deshaun in the divisional round. But I think the fighting Josh Allen's get it done. Also in the AFC, Tom Brady and the Patriots host the Titans. Since making Ryan Tannehill their starter in Week 7, the Titans have a better record than the Patriots. For that matter, though, so do the Miami Dolphins. Who's going to win this game Saturday? Brian, take your pick.
I'm going Patriots. I think experience plays a factor in the playoffs. I also think that Bill Belichick's going to take away something that the Titans do well, whether it's going to be A.J. Brown, whether it's going to be Derrick Henry. He's going to take away something that they've been leaning on to get victories these last couple weeks. And for that reason, I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, I think it's too much of a discrepancy between the head coaches and the quarterbacks in terms of experience on this stage. And then if you talk about Bill Belichick taking something away, it better be Derrick Henry, because the Titans are 6-0 when Derrick Henry rushes for over 100 yards. But I think the Patriots find a way to be able to play complementary football. Tom Brady and that offense do just enough to support that defense to get the win against the Titans.
The Tennessee Titans have never lost a game under Mike Vrabel when they've led at halftime. The Patriots, meanwhile, since Brady took over in 2001, at least in the regular season, are 105-1 when leading at halftime in Gillette. I say that to say this game might be determined. We might know who's going to win it by who's leading at halftime. I like the Patriots. I don't think they cover the 5 if you're a gambler out there. Not that we would encourage that on the show. I like the Patriots in a very close, low-scoring game, 16-13, 17-13, something like that. But I don't think Ryan Tannehill and the Titans are going to end the Tom Brady era in New England. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to do that the following week. On to the NFC. Vikings and Saints set to battle Sunday on what? On Fox. This game could see a lot of scoring. Both teams having elite offensive players. One team having a Hall of Fame quarterback, one team having a very expensive quarterback having the best year of his career. Who's going to win Sunday? Brian, Minnesota or New Orleans? Take your pick.
There have been several times this show, even all week long, you've said that New Orleans is an overqualified number 3 pick in the NFC. And I absolutely agree. They put up a bunch of points per game, 30 points in the last 6 of their last 7 games. I think they come out all steam ahead and the Saints win this football game.
Yeah, the Saints have averaged 40 points on offense in the month of December, and Drew Brees in his last 6 games, 22 touchdowns to 1 interception. For that reason, I'm rolling with the Saints. A big part about having success in January is playing well going into January, and if you look at that Minnesota Vikings offense, they have not played well. 29 points over the course of the last 2 weeks. I just think that this Vikings team is not clicking on all cylinders, and the Saints are hitting their stride. You brought up the point about Drew Brees having the 5 games off earlier in the season. Maybe his arm is a little bit more lively than it typically is this time of year. I think for all of those reasons, the Saints roll at home.
I agree with you guys 1,000%. I think it's Saints 37, Vikings 20. I think Drew Brees looks great, and I think that sets us up for the first time ever in the postseason, Brees-Rodgers divisional round in what could be an epic game between 2 of the best quarterbacks. Probably the quarterbacks who have the best argument. Who's the next best quarterback after Tom Brady of this post-Peyton Manning era? Brees and Rodgers could get to see them next week. I don't think the Vikings have enough. Last game of the weekend, Seattle against Philly. Philly's been playing must-win games for a month to get to this point. Now they're in another must-win game against a guy in Russell Wilson who's got the skill set to defeat anybody if his team allows him to do so. Seahawks, Eagles, Brian, take your pick.
You know, this hurts my heart to say this, but I think the Seahawks are going to win this football game. And I think when we talk about experience in the Patriots game, experience is going to play a factor here. Carson Wentz has never played in the playoffs, and Russell Wilson has. When you also talk about this, the Seahawks have played in close games all season long. Almost all their games are decided by a touchdown or less. I think that plays a part into this game. It'll be a close game as well, but I think the Seahawks win it.
Can I say I'm going with the Birds? That way I'm right no matter what happens. You know what? Here's the thing. I think this will be a close game, but I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. I just don't like the fact that Seattle, which is a run-first oriented team, they don't have any viable options in terms of their running back. I know they signed Marshawn Lynch, but I don't know how productive he's going to be outside of short yardage, goal line situations, 4-minute offense. I think a lot of this is going to hinge on that offensive line being able to hold up in pass protection. And we've seen since week 10, that group hasn't been good. They've allowed sacks on 10% of their dropbacks since week 10. That's the highest rate in the NFL. If you don't have a running game, you're going to have to rely on Russell Wilson to keep you in the game by throwing the football. I just don't think that O-line can hold up going against that Eagles defense. For that reason, I'm going Eagles.
I like Seattle in a very close game. They have the best player on the field in Russell Wilson. They also have the experience edge. I think they can overcome what will be a massive home field advantage in Philadelphia. Also, this is more mystical than analytical. Sometimes sports play out in storylines. I feel like we all deserve a Seahawks-Niners Part 3.
We do.
Part 1 went to the final moments of overtime. Could have been a tie game. Part 2 went to the 6-inch line with the Niners, with them splitting those 2 games. Part 3 in San Francisco in the divisional round, where we could have a divisional round of Russell